Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the Ray 20 Recreational Complex here in Newmarket as we get set for some Ontario Senior B lacrosse action between the Clearview Crushers and the Brooklin Merchants. Thanks for joining us here this evening. Happy Mother's Day to all the great moms out there. My name is Ben Brown, joined alongside Jim Lowe. And Jim, both these two teams trying to bounce back from some pretty lopsided losses in their last games. We'll start with Brooklyn. What can we expect from the Merchants here tonight?
Merchants got off to a great start, winning their season opener against Innismore, but then lost to Owen Sound. So as you said, Ben, they're looking to get back on track, and that will happen from the stick of Devin Pfeiffer. 8 assists already in this young season. A number of those have gone to Eddie Renault with 6 goals and Darren Elliott with 4.
And on the other side of the ledger, the Clearview Crushers are coming off a 15-6 loss at Six Nations, so they will look to get on the winning track for the first time this year. And who are we keying in on for the Crushers this evening?
Well, there's really no harder way to start your season than on the road in Six Nations. Always quality Senior B teams there. Clearview will look to get back on track, and they've really got a youth movement going on, despite great range of veterans. Young guys like Matt Brenzel, Angus Rodding, and others are bringing some energy and drive to the floor. Look for them to be key on offense for the Crushers tonight.
And this is the first meeting of 4 between the Brooklyn Merchants and the Clearview Crushers this season, and they'll all come in pretty quick succession. June the 2nd in Brooklyn, as well as June the 9th, also in Brooklyn, and then in Stayner on June the 17th. So these two teams will see a lot of each other this season, and it was a bit of a difficult first season, not totally unexpected for Clearview last year, although they did make it into the playoffs as the 4 seed before being swept. So as we get set for their home opener here tonight in their second season, what kind of leaps are we looking for in their play as we begin here?
Well, first of all, I just got to disagree slightly. I think it was actually a very successful first season. They were able to integrate a lot of local players with stars who had come from other Senior B teams. They started getting great fan support in Clearview Township, primarily playing their games in Stayner. And now this year they're taking it to a whole new level. They want to really be a regional team, and that's why they're opening here in Newmarket. They're going to play some games in Collingwood this year, in Stayner. Yep. It's really exciting to see what the Crushers management are doing and how they're really trying to build enthusiasm for Senior B lacrosse in Simcoe County and Bradford area.
And you're a big figure within the Simcoe County lacrosse scene. How important is it, do you think, for that local talent to want to play at home and be able to build up this organization?
Well, it's huge. We've got a great Junior C team in Barrie, another great one in Huntsville, Junior B lacrosse here in Newmarket and in Orillia, and there's nowhere local for those players to go when they age out of juniors. So to have a franchise arrive on the scene like the Crushers is so good for those Orillia Kings, for those Barrie Bombers, for those Newmarket Saints, and it's going to take all levels of lacrosse in our area that notch higher.
And that will certainly be important to see as we get set for the national anthem here at the Ray 20 Recreational Complex. All right, so just about set for the Clearview Crushers home opener here tonight at the Ray 20 Recreational Complex. As we mentioned, both teams looking to get back into the win column after some difficult defeats in their most recent games. Clearview hasn't played a game since the 29th of April, their lone game of the season, that 15-6 loss in Six Nations. As the two clubs are just about ready for action. It is Ryan Schutzkowski in between the pipes for the Brooklyn Merchants, and I believe it is Austin Patty in between the pipes for Clearview, and it is, and we are underway with the Crushers in possession.
Some really nice hustle on the draw from the Crushers. Initially looked like they were going to lose it, and immediately picked up that loosie.
And another loose ball out near the line. Crushers are able to stay on it, and a quick shot there. And that ended up in the net, but that is not going to
After
count.
the whistle had gone.
Schutzkowski with the stop, so we stay scoreless, and the Merchants are on it. Here's Tyler McKinnon with it, up top. Tries to spin off the defender and now deals off. That shot from Renault, who is one of the key figures that Jim mentioned off the top. He leads the team in goals with 6. There's a drive, and that is fired wide of the net, and now we'll have a change in lines and in possession with the Crushers taking back over.
Something up with the shot clock, Ben. So far it hasn't been counting down. Referees have been having to do it manually. Hopefully they can get there, but now they've got it sorted out, and that'll be greatly appreciated by the players and the refs.
And the broadcasters, for sure. That does great work on all sides, and we've got a turnover.
Moving pick call there.
As the Merchants take back over. And up top, Merchants still in possession of the ball. Over on the near side here is Justin Bragg, who had a goal the other night in that loss against Owen Sound.
Key thing to watch in this, Ben, is the discipline of the Brooklyn Merchants. They're such a well-run franchise. All the players buy into their system year after year, and it gets results.
Brooklyn a force on the Senior B side, and Clearview, after their first season last year, trying to take it to another level this season. There's a shot taken there, and I believe that was from Renzetti who fired that. And now
some nice poise by the Clearview goaltender.
Again, Austin Patty. Here's a chance right in. They score! And a pretty passing play, driving hard to the net. And the Crushers get on the board first. It is 1-0.
Let's take a quick look at the replay, Ben. Solid save at one end from Austin Petty. Move the ball and just a snipe there.
Yeah, couldn't quite tell who that was driving the net. And it is Curtis Woodland who will get credit, as we've been told. So it is a 1-0 Clearview lead, and they are off to a good start and back in possession, looking for more out near the center red. And it'll be brought back into the attacking zone. A
nice
low
shot
on goal that looked like it handcuffed Schutzkowski a little bit, but he's able to hold on and start the attack the other way for Brooklyn.
And that's going to be the key for the Crushers, is the transition. They are a young, fast, athletic team. They've just got to run. Wow. That would have been sweet if it connected, but
that was a rocket from Devin Pfeiffer, but it missed. And in transition the other way come the Crushers, and that goes over top of the net, and then the ball high into the air and back into the neutral zone.
Some great loose ball work by Brett Stoller.
And he gets possession back for Clearview. Here is a battle for it. And now the shot clock expires. So Brooklyn takes back over. And here's Renault down the right side, trying to look for an avenue. Nice little spin off there, in behind the goal, playing it back out in front, and that shot, and I don't think that got to the net. Rebound up high, held in. Renault, that low bounding shot, and getting a piece of that was Patty in behind the net, and play called as a... Now the other way, the Crushers in possession. Here is Stoller down low, and now ball free up near the line, and a hack taken there that knocks the stick right out of the hands of Nolan Ruddy.
While Curtis Woodland is just putting on a show early in this game, the Merchants are going to have to figure out a way to slow him down.
Yeah, he has been all over the place. He was the one who scored the opening marker here.
Goodchild and Atwood had assists on that first goal, and those are a couple names you can expect to hear a lot tonight, Ben.
Merchants trying to get back on level terms. And a pretty pass across, and a nice stop on that by Patty, as getting that chance was somebody who's been noticeable early. I believe that's Lucas Renzetti, 28. We have him listed as a scratch, but he appears to be out there.
How about Austin Patty in the Crushers' net, though? He's had 5 quality saves already. We're only 5 minutes into this game.
Up high, that shot taken on goal and stopped. Letting that go was Stoller, I believe, or was it Bergsma? Couldn't quite tell, but back the other way in transition come the Merchants, and that shot taken by Josh Taguri stopped, and now in transition, back come the Crushers, and a attempt taken there off target.
So
quick end-to-end action here early.
It was a great run by McInrov, but he got onto his wrong side. Really should have made the pass there.
And Crushers back in possession of it up the floor. Walking in, Stoller, and scores. What a shot that was.
Clint Lewis with a cannon.
It was Clint Lewis by mistake. Apologies there as he wires one past Szutkowski, and it is 2-0 Crushers.
Take a look at this replay, Ben. He comes in and just unloads. Absolutely no chance for the man in the Merchants' cage. Clint Lewis sending a message with that shot.
That was a rocket. And it is quickly 2-0 over on the near side. Brooklyn back on it, and now back out at center. It'll come for Pfeiffer. That being Devin Pfeiffer up top. Here's Bragg. He tried to get that across and does. Walking in. Nice little move shot. And that's stopped again by
Patty has been excellent for the Crushers.
He has been terrific early. That's about 6 great stops. Here are the Crushers again! And that was stopped by Szutkowski. What a save he makes there. Crushers are all over it here in the early going.
He really needed that save, Ben.
That shot fired wide of the goal. And that was Stoller who let that one go.
Obviously, a 2-goal lead is small in lacrosse, but you don't want to give a young team like the Crushers the confidence and the momentum to start pulling away from you. Eddie Renault can't believe there wasn't a call there.
Yeah.
He took a whack.
Seen a couple of whacks taken on the Merchants early, neither of which being assessed as penalties. That shot blocked on the way to the goal. Rebound, loose ball, and a whistle. And a turnover of possession back into the hands of the Crushers. Brought ahead now by Woodland, or at least
looks like there's going to be an unsportsmanlike call here.
Lewis. We've got a penalty coming, we do indeed. And getting the gate for the Brooklyn Merchants is going to be Pfeiffer. Devin
Yeah, Pfeiffer showing his frustration out there, or should I say saying his frustration quite loudly. And that's going to send them for 2 or less, Ben. We get our first look at the Crushers' power play.
Clearview hoping, of course, for less as they look to take advantage of the undisciplined play from Pfeiffer and make it 3-0. That pass fails to connect, but picked up on the near wing by Stoller. Moving towards the middle, handed it off over on the far side. Here's a low shot, Szuczkowski to save. And now Brooklyn with a chance to clear, looking to leak ahead there, and that pass is picked off, played ahead again by Woodland.
Woodland has been everywhere on this floor.
Middle, he has. He's been extremely noticeable early, and in possession of the ball for Clearview is Josh Taguri. Nice little pass, but he just failed to reach his intended target, Renzetti. Good start to the PK for the visitors, as here's Taguri with it again on the far side. Hack taken there, ball freed up, and it's going to be brought ahead again by Clearview, and this time they will...
Crushers will set it up. Watch for the play. It'll likely go through Woodland at the top.
Here he is with it. Woodland fakes, takes, and scores! What a bullet from Curtis Woodland. It's number 2 on the night, and it's 3-zip. Hello, Curtis Woodland. What a rocket.
We're going to take a look at the replay, Ben, and get out your speedometer, because this thing, head, legs, just fires it. No chance for the Brooklyn netminder.
It looked like Szuczkowski might have gotten a little piece, but the remnants of it end up in the back of the net, and it's quickly 3-0. As Clearview brings it ahead, looking for more. That's a power play goal for Woodland, and he makes it a 3-0 lead, so a picturesque start indeed for the Clearview Crushers in their home schedule. Here's a loose ball. Brooklyn having trouble coming up with it. And now we've got a stoppage, and I believe it's going to be Brooklyn ball. Yes, it is. So, Woodland with 2 and Clint Lewis the other. And it's quickly 3-0. Merchants trying to get themselves on the board here. Nice little spin play in front. And that is fired home. And so it'll be the Merchants getting on the board here to make it a 3-1 game.
Merchants really needed that. They were at risk of falling right off the map here, Ben. And it's a timely goal for Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's a big goal indeed, as they get on the board and get themselves a little bit of life. Here is a neat little play there. Walking right in, they score! And that was just some excellent stick work.
The absolute ageless Graham Bergsma.
And he toyed with the Brooklyn defender up top and then had an hour and a half to walk right into this.
Look at this, Ben. It's unreal. This guy's done this for years and years and years. Still runs like a 20-year-old. Beautiful goal. Bergsma allows the Crushers to respond, and it's now 4-1.
So Bergsma with some excellent work up top to free his way to the goal, and he makes no mistake. So it is quickly 4-1 as the Crushers get that Brooklyn goal right back along the wall. Loose ball is picked up by Bergsma with a behind-the-back feed. Time on the 30 is running out, and that'll be a shot clock violation, and Brooklyn will take back over.
And we're just seeing a consistent theme here, Ben. Press, press, press from the Crushers. Oh, look at that.
Here's an open lane. Oh, and that didn't go. What a chance that was, driving the net there for Pfeiffer, and he might have hit the bar. Otherwise, Patty got a piece of it.
Looks like Craig Atwood may be going to the box. Got a little too aggressive with his stick.
He is the one going off. 2 minutes for roughing is the call. So here's a big power play, Jim, for Brooklyn as they got a goal, got themselves a little bit of life. Bergsma with that excellent solo effort responds immediately, and now this is a big chance for Brooklyn to get back to within a couple.
Well, you know that they've got a sound power play that they've worked on. No one's going to leave too early. They're just going to work the ball around until the cut comes. There it is.
And here's a pass in from Renault, and getting a piece of that was Patty. Along the boards, trying to attack in transition, a loose ball, but coming off the bench there for Brooklyn to restore order.
Unfortunate bounce there for the Crushers.
Yeah, they would have been away had that not bounced where it did, and instead here are the Merchants up top. That shot, and that is stopped as well by Patty. So he has made some really nice saves here in this opening frame, of which we have 8.5 minutes to go. Up top is McKinnon, played it across. That shot, and Szuczkowski to save on that. And he'll get it ahead now.
You see the clock's not running here in Newmarket, having some more problems in that timekeeper's booth.
There we go, 8:23 and running. They look to have gotten it sorted. Shot by Renault, stopped. Loose ball, and still loose. Now the Crushers pick it up, and out they start.
Sure, the Crushers coaches are going to be having a word with the officials about that, because Brooklyn's getting about an extra 30-second power play.
Dennis Anderson along the wall was pinned, so 50 seconds listed on the clock in terms of the power play, but remember the clock wasn't running for a while there. Here's a shot, scores, and that was ripped home over on the far wing. Taking the shot was Devin Pfeiffer, and you talked about him and his offensive prowess earlier in the open, and here he is.
We're going to take a look at Pfeiffer's goal. As I said, the plays run through Pfeiffer. Solid shot, just really good staying calm there, but it's got to be a bit of frustration with the timekeepers on that, because that power play was definitely over 2 minutes. Not the referee's fault, but you got to be aware of those situations.
So the Merchants able to take advantage of that break on the clock. Here are the Crushers immediately trying to respond again. Stopped by Szuczkowski.
Good save.
And a massive one at that. Right after the Merchants score, Crushers get an odd man break right in on goal.
And we know after the first Merchants goal, the Crushers responded right away.
Here's Pfeiffer walking in again. Scores.
Crease violation, no goal.
No goal, it's waved off. The official put his two arms up in the air initially, but they have called it off.
The near official did not signal goal. He waved it off right away, but
so we've got
it looks like it
conflicting
counted.
calls, and they're going to count it. The far side official signaled a goal on it, and the near side official did not.
We're going to take a quick look at this. Yeah, that's I think it was just him reacting, Ben, because he did signal goal right away.
Yeah, there was no question. So all of a sudden, despite Clearview more than controlling the run of play, it is a one-goal game at 4-3. Here they are looking to get one back, and Shutkowski, who has been big lately, makes another big stop on that.
Shutkowski has really made a difference here. He calmed right down after that fourth goal, and he slowed the pace down.
Here is a shot there that misfires by Ben Page, and out at center, back in transition come the Crushers, and a loose ball is going to be picked up there by Nick Nigro.
It's a nice run by Nick Negro, but solid defense from the Merchants.
And that ball up into the mesh. Clearview, though, able to maintain possession off the whistle. Staller playing it back and walking in there, and that shot off the arm of Shutkowski over top the net, sent back out near the front, and that is raced for and picked up there at the point, and down on goal, Shutkowski the save. Some good hustle there by Negro, I believe it was, to hustle onto that ball and get a chance out of it. Brooklyn, though, the other way, and set right down low, and a save on that by Austin Patty. Crushers are back the other way, and dealt off on the far side. Crushers with a 4-3 lead. That shot, nice save, Shutkowski, rebound loose, and it'll be grabbed off now by the Merchants. Here's Pfeiffer up top with it.
Pfeiffer is a threat every time the ball is in his stick.
And he has one of the goals for Brooklyn that has made this a one-goal game up top. Renault.
Moving pick, Crusher's ball.
And a couple of those early here on Brooklyn. That shot taken.
Wow.
And that was kicked out by Shutkowski. Here
Darius Anderson's like a truck out there.
Again, as he has...
I would not want to get in that man's way.
Shot up high, went wide, loose ball, and raced on to by Salatoro. In the corner, though, coming out with it, that shot stopped by Shutkowski, and the Merchants are going to start back on the attack.
Good shift by young Angus Rodding. That's a guy with a great future in lacrosse.
Bragg will get it ahead. And then on the wing is Renzetti, played across into the middle. Here's Page, dropped off. And down low it goes, Bragg! Nice save there by Patty.
It's amazing how the tone of this game has shifted. It now really feels like the Crushers are on their heels as we've got under 4 minutes to go in the first period.
Yeah, it has certainly been the Merchants who have carried things since their power play, but the Crushers nearly get a chance there, and then a behind-the-back flip on net was stopped. Ball loose, diving for it, and out
nice
to center
play.
comes. Very nice play, and the Crushers maintain possession as a result. That shot bounds down towards Shutkowski, and he's going to toss it in behind the goal, and now the Merchants will start out with it. Up the wing this comes, brought in, falling on the play there was Renault, it was Renault, and now the other way, Crushers coming back in transition, little bit of room, walking in, save Shutkowski. Big stop again, and he has kept his team in it as the Crushers have had numerous excellent looks here. Up high, Shot on the way to the net is blocked, and it'll be fed ahead and brought back the other way now by the Crushers. In back of the goal, wrapping, and that is knocked away neatly there by...
Can't hold on to the ball that long.
Yeah, Josh Chiguri with a nice knock, weighs in on goal, and Patty down to make a difficult save there. Launched up the floor, and it is over the head of Brett Stoller. Crushers with it. And methodically setting things up. Here's a chance into the middle.
Beautiful.
Down low, Renault scores. And that
Absolute textbook goal there.
Yeah, that was terrific communication there on that play.
So Ben, keep an eye on Eddie Renault, number 20.
Yep.
Just the way he loses his defender here. That's just textbook play here. He cuts in all alone. He's not going to make a mistake there. Really great ball movement, great off-ball movement from the Merchants, and we are all tied up.
That we are, which is not something we would have expected 5 or 6 minutes ago, but a good response from the Merchants, and it is brought ahead quickly. That shot down on goal. Shutkowski makes the stop, and he'll play it aside. So 4-4 the score here in the first period. And Merchants looking to take their first lead of this game. In the corner, battle for possession, won by Brooklyn. That shot well off target. Renault reaches up forward, can't come away with it. It's picked up by Renzetti, who whipped one across, hit the side wall, and bounds down to the goaltender, Patty, who will toss it ahead now for Anderson. Brought in over the line. Stoller with it, and he drops it back. As we enter the final 60 seconds of the first period, Clearview looking to retake the lead before the frame expires. Here's Stoller up top,
shot.
nice pass down low, they score! And Stoller with an excellent find. And it is finished off down low.
By who else? Curtis Woodland.
And Curtis Woodland with a first period hat trick.
Stoller and Woodland have been the best Crushers today. Let's take a look at this replay, Ben. Finds him down low, and Woodland makes no mistake. What a period for number 4.
3 goals, 3 of the 5. And it's
Sweet
5-4.
face-off win by Bergsma. He gets tripped up there, gets the pass off.
And no call on the play, doesn't look like that shot. Stopped by Shutkowski. And back the other way, they come the Merchants, a little bit of room, played across, and then that breaks down on the way to the net. We've got a downed Merchant player right in front.
Yeah, and I think Nick Negro is going to be headed to the box.
Getting knocked down on the play was Parker Pfeiffer.
Negro was hoping to take someone with him, trying to egg a Merchant into something, but they were not buying what he was selling. The Merchants will have time for one play here. The goalie will be out. It'll be 6-on-4.
So 6-on-4 the power play, 15.6 seconds to go.
Watch for the double cut here, Ben. Cutter coming from top and then from the left.
And time winding down here in the period, 7 seconds. Here's the shot by Renault. He misfired, rebound out the other side. Collected by the Crushers. Launched ahead at the horn and off target on the empty goal. So we end period number 1. 5-4, the Clearview Crushers with the lead over the Brooklyn Merchants, and Clearview gets out to that 4-1 lead, Jim, but overall I think Brooklyn, especially the last half of the period, have to be impressed with their response after the quick start from Clearview.
Absolutely great period of lacrosse, Ben. We've got one down, 2 to go. Can't wait to see how these teams are going to take it into the second.
All right. We will be back for the second in a moment here from the Ray 20 Recreation Complex. No. Yeah, I just...
Ben just needs 1 second.
All right.
We're good when you're good.
Back here at the Ray 20 Recreational Complex, as it is a 5-4 Clearview lead at the end of 20 minutes. Ben Brown and Jim Lowe with you, and Jim, the Crushers got out to a crushing start. Pun entirely intended.
You've been saving that ever since you saw this game on your calendar, haven't you?
They led it 4-1 about halfway through the first, but the Brooklyn Merchants with a nice response to tie it at 4 before the Crushers restored the lead late in the period. What did you like from both teams' games in the opening 20?
Well, for the Crushers, I love their hustle, especially on transition. They're winning the battles for loose balls. They're trying to wear out this short-staffed Brooklyn Merchants team. The flip side, though, they're rushing their shots. They've got to calm down a bit in the offensive end. For Brooklyn, they're conserving their energy. They're just biding their time, and they know they just need to hang with these young guys, and they're going to pop some goals in. But thank you, fans, for joining us on our first broadcast of the season. We want to give a shout-out to everybody watching at home, but especially our big fans, Sebastian, Luca, and Victoria. Thank you all for joining us on this Clearview Crushers broadcast.
Thank you for spending the last bit of your Mother's Day with us. To any of the moms tuning in tonight. A power play for Brooklyn to start the period. They had 1:45 of power play time to start. Now down to $1.15 as they look to square this game back up for the second time on the night, on the evening. Working the ball around on the power play. Shot from up high, and a stop on that by Angus Patty, who Jim had several notable stops in the first period. Otherwise, the game could have even more goals than the 9 we had. Both goaltenders, frankly, quite solid in the opening period.
And I have to apologize, Ben, I gave some faulty information at the end of the first period. It was actually Morgan Payne, number 76, not number 16, who was headed to the box. The 7s look a bit like 1s from up here, eh?
Yes, they do, absolutely. And that doesn't necessarily help blind folks like me who are trying to call the game with glasses that are about 3 years old.
Well, I've got new glasses, so I don't even have an excuse.
On the
Here we go
left
with
side.
one last chance on the power play for the Merchants.
And they make good on it, as that shot is fired home from the left side by Darren Elliott, and he has tied it at 5s.
Take a look at this solid ball movement from the Merchants. Taking their time on the power play. They knew that they had a fresh shot clock when they set up. Move the ball, then when that chance opens up, bang, and it's in the back of the net, and it's a 5-5 lacrosse game.
5-5 here, minute 22 into period 2. And a loose ball. Looking to scoop that up was Elliott again. And he is dogged in on the attack here in the offensive zone.
And finally, we get a possession, and it pops right back out. Nobody wants to hang on to the ball right now, Ben.
The hot tamale is the hot lacrosse ball at the moment. And a stoppage after about an hour and a half of the ball pinned up against the boards. Here's a nice backdoor pass, and I think that was Elliott who had that opportunity down on the near side of the goal, and he just missed. Clearview finally in possession of it. And out they come.
Bit more patience from the Crushers. It's probably something they talked about in the room between the periods.
And in behind the net.
Boom.
A battle for it along the wall again. And we've got some wrestling. Jim, you'll like this. Down in the Merchant zone. Now back the other way. Scores. Or
So
not.
the goal
Do
was
we-
waved off
we have
for
a
being in the
crease?
crease.
Yep.
I don't think the front referee immediately realized that it was a delayed call penalty. We'll take a look at this.
So
Yeah, absolutely the right call by the officials on the floor.
so
And
another.
that's really the key. If a referee is in the right position, they're going to make the right call 9 times out of 10. And that's just solid officiating there. But the bad news for the Crushers is not a goal, but they are back down a man.
That they are. Second power play, the period, and a save on that by Patty, as letting that go was Adam Peroni in the corner behind the goal. Ball played errantly across, and now a potential rush chance shorthanded for the Crushers. Breaking in, pass on the far side, scores! Shorthanded goal for the Clearview Crushers. And they have restored the lead. It is 6-5.
So this is a great play. It's a turnover here. It goes to McEnroe. He's coming in. He sees Jordan Roberts on his left, and Roberts buries it. That is learning. So earlier in the game, McEnroe came down on a fast break, took not a great shot. This time he adjusted, made the pass, and he's given his team the lead with an absolutely beautiful apple bend. I love it.
Yeah, that was an excellent setup indeed. Off a turnover in the offensive zone by Brooklyn. And
That
it
was a
is
total team effort on that goal.
6-5, and here are the Crushers again. Looking for their second shorthanded marker of this penalty. Ball bounced in wide. Loose ball again. Rolling out toward center, and look out here. Picking it up, or at least attempting to, was Peroni, but we've got a stoppage on a shot clock violation, I believe, called against Clearview. Offensive zone possession, though. As a
Another
result,
strong loose
that
ball.
shot stopped. Good loose ball again. 2-on-1 opportunity. Peroni trying to get back. Scores!
Same play, flip sides. McEnroe with his second assist on the man down.
And Roberts with the finish for a second
We're going to take
time.
another look at it. And no, we haven't just done a mirror image of the sixth goal. It's another turnover. This time McEnroe right up the floor. Look at the speed from Roberts. And he buries it.
Coaches
Boy,
don't
do you
usually...
think the Merchants want to give back that
Yeah,
power
I was
play?
going to say, coaches don't usually like when their team takes penalties, but the way it's going, the Crushers might advocate for doing it a little more often.
And here we go again.
Here we go again, and still time in the penalty.
Just 1-on-2 here, so Matt Brinzel wisely slows it down.
Slowing it down to kill off some time. Here's Brenzel trying to walk in, save Shutkowski, loose ball.
I believe Brinzel played some junior here in Newmarket.
Picked up again by the Crushers.
Well, not only did the Crushers kill off that penalty successfully, they put 2 into the Brooklyn net.
And nearly had a chance for a third, and Shutkowski with a save there right after the penalty expires. So, great kill. Here's a chance, and that somehow didn't go as Shutkowski. I think got a piece in transition. Look out the other way. Here are the Merchants, and that shot stopped off the stick there of Nolan Ruddy, who let that go. Just under 5 minutes. Just over 5 minutes, rather, having elapsed here in the second. Merchants down 7-5 behind the back shot, and a save on that by Patty.
Atwood playing his first game of the season.
Nice cut in there, and that stopped. Here's a rebound chance. Shutkowski got a piece of that as well.
That was Curtis Woodland again. Oh, but look at this, Benny.
Look out the other way, off the pipe. And now the net is off. Patty puts it back, and we play on. Merchants back on the attack, looking to cut it to one again. Up top, the shot there, and that's one that Patty's going to want back. Is that
he set up right on it, and he got a piece of it. But
he got a large piece, but
somehow it got through. He's going to grab a water break to think about it. Let's take a look at this. It seemed that Patty was well set. He read the play well, and just somehow it got through.
Yeah, so
sometimes as a goalie that happens, Ben.
Yeah.
Your stick is slightly off, or maybe your stance is a little wider than you're expecting. It seemed like he was going to make a solid save there, and it went the wrong way.
Yeah, he got a good chunk of that shot, but it manages to find the twine, and so it is 7-6.
It's a big goal for Brooklyn. They were on their heels. Remember, they are playing a little shorter staffed than the Crushers. They need to stay in this, because if they get down by 3 or 4 goals, the road back will be exhausting.
So they were down by 3 early, rallied to tie it, and now went down 7-5, and now have cut it to 1. Here are the Crushers, though, coming back in on the attack, looking to respond down low. Save Shutkowski as the net comes ajar again, this time at the other end of the floor. And
Parker Pfeiffer had some really nice stick work to stop that play from coming in cleanly.
Here was Pfeiffer with it there for a moment. Nice cut to the net. Peroni stopped. And a change of possession.
Look at this transition, Ben.
And we saw that in the first period. This time Stoller lost it and then lost his footing. And back the other way come the Merchants.
Floors can be a challenge early in the season.
Up top. Nice spin move there by Devin Pfeiffer. Played off for Elliott. And across it goes. Loose ball, battling for it, and the Crushers come away with it. Fed a hit, and here's Brenzel. Matt Brenzel up high. Played that across. Tried to get it returned, cutting to the net, and that is broken up, and it'll be brought on by Taguri.
Brenzel had some quality junior seasons in Barrie with the Bombers.
Ben Page, a shot. He misfired, and look out. Here's a chance the other way. A clean breakaway, right and on goal. Stopped and then getting filled in on the play. I think that was
just an interference because he had released the shot before contact was made, so it's simply a possession call.
I think it was Goodchild who was driving the net.
No, it was Darius Anderson.
All right. There's those eyes again. Here's a chance, and that is stopped by Patty, who makes a nice save on it. And the loose ball is going to be picked up now by
Look at Atwood
Crushers.
cutting.
Up top, played across, and that is stopped by Shutkowski.
The Merchants do not want to let Atwood get into his groove. He is a talented veteran who will make you pay.
Nolan Ruddy the other way sets up that chance for Elliott, and some jousting behind the play, and it'll be brought out by Crushers, and that shot somehow didn't go as Shutkowski makes an excellent save.
That was a ridiculous save.
And then a high hit up top.
Yeah, it's an easy call for the men in black to make.
Yep.
Brenzel, I know from his time in junior, gets under guys' skin, and he's starting to annoy the Merchants. He takes one right in the beak, but it's going to give his team a 2-minute power play.
So the Crushers to the man advantage, looking to go back up by a pair.
That's the type of play I think the Crushers were looking for when they brought in Brenzel. He's got scoring upside, but he's just gritty, and defenders don't like him.
Shot up top, and a save on that. Made by Shutkowski. Ball down in the corner. Merchants trying to clear it off as Peroni takes the penalty, so he is in the box. Here's Woodland looking for a fourth. Gets it back. Waits. Fakes. Up top now. Fires Shutkowski the save, and there's his stick work again, and keeping the goaltender guessing.
Fresh clock for the Crushers.
Woodland again, up top with it. Moves in, played across, that shot, nice save Shutkowski, and the rebound is going to be fought
Good loose
for.
ball from Bragg, but then he turns it over.
Maintained as Bragg did turn it over.
Crushers about halfway through their power play.
55 seconds to go in it. Woodland up top, played it back. That shot off a stick and up into the mesh, so comes
a
down.
very lucky bounce for the Crushers.
Another loose ball one. Shutkowski way out of the goal, and he's going to play it ahead. Looked for Bragg, but that was well out of his reach. And the Crushers are back on it in the waning moments of their power play. Now inside half a minute remaining.
They got to be smart here, though. Don't rush the play. They got 20 seconds on the shot clock, 20 seconds on the power play. Wait for the right opportunity.
And they set it
There
up
it
across,
is.
scores. That was
And when that right opportunity comes, take it.
That was a bit of a angle there, from a bit of a sharp angle, but it ends up in behind Shutkowski.
I believe
Crushers.
that's Woodland down at the left side of the crease. Ball moves, quick stick from Woodland, and it is 8-6 Clearview.
So the power play goal comes with 12 seconds to go in it. Woodland with a fourth. It is 8-6. And loose ball picked up and brought right back in again by the Crushers. Down low it goes, and Shutkowski got a piece of it. Here's Bergsma. Down low. That shot is ripped, and Shutkowski might have gotten a piece of that.
I think that was more post, but we'll have to agree to disagree, Ben.
Well, you're probably right, because you have new glasses, so. And there's a hit up there, right at the top. I think that was Bergsma that was dumped.
That's Peroni going to the box again.
So that's his second penalty of the period, and that one was pretty unnecessary. There are some penalties that you have to take, but that one does not.
Yeah, they may give him 5 here, Ben.
Category. I think they're discussing
The referees are discussing it.
Yep.
I think it's only 2, but they're sending a Clearview player to the box for rough.
We've got a rough on
bit of a surprise there.
see if
We thought maybe we were talking about the impact of the hit and maybe making it a 5-minute, but Brett Harrison is going to the box for the Crushers.
so we've got some 4-on-4 play. Peroni and Harrison get the gate. And so a bit of a break there for Brooklyn. Here is Pfeiffer across, in behind the net. They get it back out front to him. Pfeiffer shot.
Atwood just soaked that one right in the shin. Didn't even phase him. That is a tough man.
Craig Atwood with an excellent shot block on that. Loose ball and unable to handle it. Renault Chance in transition the other way, and then
Tripped up by his own player.
got tripped up. A little bit of friendly fire, and now look out this direction. Here's Renault, not the guy you want on his stick, and a save on that by Patty. What a stop off the leading goal scorer for the Brooklyn Merchants.
Absolute beauty of a save by Patty.
Brought back the other way now by Anderson. And now up top. Played across. Did that hit the pipe? May have
It
hit
did
the post.
indeed.
Off the
Look
bar,
at the pressure
I believe.
here. Look at the pressure. Crushers come up with the ball, though. Get the fresh clock.
And now a little bit of a chokehold. And again,
Taguri all
Josh Taguri
over him.
was all over his man. Maybe a little bit too aggressively, but
Oh, he
not
probably
in the-
should have bought him dinner.
Yeah, not in the eyes of the officials, I guess. And play is called.
Taguri knows that he got a little too aggressive. We'll
All
take
right,
a
maybe.
look at the penalty here before we get the Crushers 4-on-3 power play.
Yeah, he is.
Hanging off him. Makes it an easy call. We're going to get 4-on-3 Lacrosse here for 38 seconds. And then it will be a 5-on-4 power play
That we are.
for the Crushers.
Yeah, so my mistake. Taguri was called for that. Here's Woodland trying to get it across, and that doesn't work. Up top, here's Bergsman. Nice behind the back feed, and a save on that by Shutkowski.
Bit of an equipment issue with the goalie. Check that, it's all good.
Yeah, and now Shutkowski will get it ahead for Bragg. Bragg up the floor. And he is going to just...
Yeah, and the Crushers are going to let
Kill
them
some
kill a bit of
time.
clock here. They want to get up. They want the 5-4 man advantage. So much can go wrong in 4-3.
Ben Page being hassled there. And walking in on it. And he sent it wide.
Now watch the transition here, Ben.
An excellent opportunity in transition and a shot. And Shutkowski gets a piece of that and then makes the second save.
Brett Harrison with a nice loosey.
Harrison right out of the box and into the play.
We'll give the goaltenders a bit of a water break as we've got 5:50 left to go here in the second period. You are watching Clearview Crushers Ontario Series Lacrosse. Your hometown Crushers leading the Brooklyn Merchants 8-6 in what has been an absolutely thrilling game, Ben.
Yes, it really has, and been a bit more of an even, not that the first period wasn't even, but there were stretches where both teams carried the play. Crushers have been on the power play here recently, and
they're going to have another minute on the power play. And if you're enjoying this broadcast, make sure you get out to a Crushers home game. Visit us online. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well. It's the fastest sport on 2 feet, the most exciting sport in the world. Really reasonable ticket prices to see a Clearview game. It's a great family afternoon or evening out. Make sure you get to a game this season.
playing the majority of the games out of the Stainer Arena. But also some action, of course, here tonight.
You got one at the Eddie Bush, and that's a
And in
classic
Collingwood.
old arena.
Shot was stopped there. Eddie Bush, of course, has a chance here, and that is stopped by Shutkowski, but the home of the OJHL champion Collingwood Blues, who are now at the Centennial Cup. So
Congratulations to the Blues on an amazing year.
And they are. They're 2-0 at the Cent. So
Oh.
that is excellent news for hockey in Simcoe County. And then once that's finished, some exciting Senior B lacrosse action across northern Simcoe County later in the summer. Crushers leading this one 8-6, looking for more. And up top, that shot is stopped by Shutkowski right at the buzzer on the shot clock. Here the other way. That pass ahead.
Wild bounce off the boards.
Yeah, it was well out of the reach of its intended receiver. And here are the Crushers getting it back. Woodland
Merchants at this
looking
point
for a man cutting in, and that was stopped by Schutzkowski.
I think the Merchants at this point just want to get out of the period, not down by more than 2 goals. They are looking tired, Ben.
They are, and now they score!
But they'll take that.
Well, that they will, as that is fired home by Bragg, who had all sorts of room down the left side, and he rips one past Patty to make it 8-7.
Just when I say that they're looking tired, Bragg bursts down the floor and buries one. That's a goal scorer's goal. Just picked his spot and buried it. 8-7 Crushers.
So it is a 1-goal game again. Here with just over 4 minutes to play in the second stanza here tonight on this Sunday evening. Here's a loose ball, and that would have been a chance in on goal had that connected, but it does not. And the other way in transition, racing ahead, Devin Pfeiffer played it down low. Nice passing play and a better save by Patty. That was a good 3-way passing play, but Patty staying square to the shooter, not over-committing, and makes a nice stop.
Under 4 to go here in the second, Ben.
Brenzel for Stoller, and now...
Big Gus Rodden just,
Yeah, Angus Rodden with some...
Rodding's fun to watch.
Yeah,
One of the smarter players you'll find on the floor. Queen's University student.
He played with some force there for sure. Here are the Merchants, and getting a piece of that was Patty. Back the other way, here are the Crushers, looking to restore their 2-goal lead. Ball in the corner, and it is picked up now by Brooklin, and Peroni, who's already been to the box twice, could have gone a third time. There's a save by Patty. Loose ball up off the screen is going to be raced onto by the Merchants. Pfeiffer knocks, or at least by the Crushers, as Pfeiffer knocked his man down. As going to the floor there was Scott Edwards.
It's one of those calls that referees pretty much have to make. I don't think there was really an intent to trip. It was just 2 guys moving in synchronicity and got tangled up a bit, but it's beneficial for the Crushers.
So 2:38 to go in the second. And we've got...
Looks like we're going to get a timeout from the Crushers.
Good spot to use your timeout, I think, Jim, as the Crushers, with a late second period power play, looking to go up by 2 and want to make sure that they have everything in order to try and execute as best they can here late in the second.
Absolutely, Ben. Going into the locker room with a 2 or 3 goal lead is so much preferable than being up by 1 or even tied up. The only thing I would say is Brooklyn is tired. They've got a short bench. Maybe you don't want to give them this chance to catch their breath before they're going a man down. Really great afternoon of lacrosse here, or evening of lacrosse. Thank you again for spending your Mother's Day evening with us. I want to give a shout out to our amazing camera and production crew. We've had great angles of the game the whole day, bringing Senior B lacrosse right into your living room.
So here are the Crushers on the power play, looking to add to their 1-goal lead. Woodland, and he's stopped there by Schutzkowski. Another issue with the clock is it has not started. It is stagnant at 2:34, and now they've got it running again, and now the Merchants are not going to be pleased.
Well, but here's the thing. The referees are aware about it this time, so they're going to adjust the clock, whereas when this hurt the Crushers before, no one picked up on it, and Brooklyn got about a 2.5-minute power play. But I told you at the time the referees were not going to let that happen twice, and they didn't. They were on top of things. They're winding down the clock a bit, and said the quality of officiating tonight has been excellent. Not quite sure what's going on in that timekeeper's booth, though. We were talking about our great production crew here. Make sure you give a follow to Fedora Sports. Fedora Films, I apologize, it's been a long afternoon. Fedora Films, great hockey and lacrosse action brought to you across all sorts of mediums.
Merchants with the ball short-handed. Saw the Crushers score a pair of short-handed goals earlier in the night. Merchants looking for their first and not going to get it there. Ahead to Matt Brenzel.
So fresh clock here, Ben.
Scooped up by Anderson. Here is Woodland up top. And now across. Shot there high. Rebound is scooped up. Centered!
Oh.
Stopped by Schutzkowski. What a save that was.
That was a beauty of a save.
Woodland couldn't get onto the rebound, and the other way come the Merchants.
And that's key. As we head into the last minute, Clearview's been dominating the loose balls, but Brooklyn got it just when they needed it. And they will just run down the clock here as best they can.
Here's Peroni firing, and Patty stops that. 40 seconds to go in the second.
Power play has expired.
Here's Brenzel playing it ahead. Dropped back. Comes back over to the near side. Trying to find the man down low. And that failed to connect. And now a loose ball back in the middle of the floor.
Be a timeout for Brooklyn. 12.9 left in the period, Ben. You'll likely see the goalie come out and stay out. Brooklyn will opt to play 6-on-5 for the remaining 13 seconds.
Saw that at the end of the first as well, with Brooklyn pulling the goaltender late in the period.
Bit less time available to them, but still enough for an experienced team, a well-coached team like the Merchants. 12 seconds is more than enough to get the play you want.
So
be interesting. I don't know if they'll use the double cut they've had some success with. So watch for a quick shot coming from the top of the crease at about the 6-second mark.
Merchants trying to get back to the locker room on level terms. It was 5-4 at the end of one. The goal scoring pace has slowed down a little bit here in the second. Both teams with 3 goals, couple of shorties.
I really think that's because of spectacular goaltending in both ends. The shots are about the same as in the first period.
Here's Pfeiffer up top with it, playing it down to the side of the goal. What a save that was, and then a whack there late after that as it's launched down the floor. 2.4 to go. We've got a Crusher player who's being ushered out of the fray.
It's kind of interesting. It was Atwood who actually initially slashed the stick out.
I think Anderson is the one going off. He is.
Yeah, Anderson just came in to protect Atwood, who was outnumbered. Not sure about that call.
So 2.4. Not going to be much time for anything to materialize here.
Oh, don't speak too soon. You may regret that. There's going to be a shot right now.
And it stopped. And that'll do it.
Brooklyn nearly had you eaten your words, my friend.
Thank you very much, Austin Patty. So that'll do it for the second, as the Crushers lead it by 1 at the end of 2, just as they did at the end of 1. 8-7 the score.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic 2 periods. I can't wait for the third. Can Brooklyn get themselves back into it, or have they run out of gas? We're going to find out right here on Clearview Crushers Lacrosse.
That we are. So join us for the final stanza here on this Sunday night from the Ray 20 Recreational Complex. In a moment, you're watching Clearview Crushers Lacrosse here, courtesy of Fedora Films. We'll Welcome back to the Ray 20 Recreational Complex here in Newmarket. We get set for the final 20 minutes between the Clearview Crushers and the Brooklyn Merchants. It's 8-7, Clearview on top. They will have to kill off a penalty for the first minute and 58 seconds of the third, as Brooklyn looks to get back on level terms. And
this is an ideal circumstance for the Merchants. They've just had 10 minutes to rest. We've mentioned a few times tonight about that short Brooklyn bench. There's nothing you like more when you're already tired to start a period on the power play. That man advantage so critical in lacrosse.
So here we go in the final frame, and a collision there right inside the blue line, and one of the Crushers is down. And
Lennox Mittens took a nasty shot to the head. I don't think it was deliberate on the Brooklyn player, but we could hear it all the way up here, Ben, and he just went down.
And he is going to be in need of some assistance.
So we'll take a look, keep an eye on Mittens to the left of your screen. See, yeah, he just gets clipped in the head and goes right down. Hopefully he's okay. This is his first game of the season with the Crushers.
And he's up under his own power, so that's good to see.
Glad to see him going off under his own power. It's a big, strong guy, but when you take a shot in the head, it will drop you fast.
And
trust me, I know.
He gets helped off the floor by Clint Bergsma. So $1:43 to go in the penalty, as Brooklyn looks to tie it up. A ball right in front, and back the other way in transition come the Crushers, right in, and Schutzkowski has to come up large to make that save, as he got in front of that bid by Scott, I believe it was Scott Edwards.
You're going to see a lot of that this period. Every chance the Crushers have to leap into the play, they're going to take. They know the Merchants are tired.
Minute 8 to go in the power play as that ball is up into the screen.
Did go off the Crusher goalie, so that's another possession for the Merchants.
And up top, played to the goaltender and turned over. Back the other way. Here is Edwards playing it across for Curtis Woodland, who's got 4 goals on the night. Not too bad, if I don't say so myself. Crushers with a good PK here, inside half a minute to go in the power play for Brooklyn. Scored a couple of shorties earlier. They're going to wind down the shot clock, and that is just fine if you're the Crushers, as they kill off a half minute of the power play.
Time for one last setup on the power play for the Merchants.
Under 10 seconds now to go in the penalty. Ball across, and a save on that by Angus, or at least by Austin Patty. So the penalty is over. Back to 5-on-5 into the middle, and a save on that by Schutzkowski. Good chance right.
Looks a little shaken up on that play.
Yeah, he's down in his crease. He's got one of the officials there.
He's waving the trainer off, so.
Luke.
So let's take a look at this. As they come in, we've got the replay here, and we'll see why he was shaken up, and
Gets it where you don't like to get it.
It's not a fun Mother's Day.
It is not. It's not a fun any day. Here's a ball across, fire there.
Whoa.
And that was a whale of a shot.
Cross gods were in the Crushers' favor, and here's that fast transition we've been talking about, but
And the pass down
can't
low
bobble those passes.
is not completed. Up high here is Bergsma. Stoller down low. Trying to spin off a check back up high. Clint Bergsma. Graham Bergsma, rather. And that missed.
Graham, of course, he's played internationally. He's played at all levels of the game. Wonderful veteran influence on this fairly young Crushers team.
Merchants rather with it up top, and I think Patty got a piece of that. Draws an applause from his bench, and the Crushers come away with a loose ball down the far side. Good job to evade some hits, played across, and that was whipped.
Crushers have
off
got
target.
to tune in their passing.
Yeah, the speed is good to see, but it seems a little bit rushed, and you've talked about that a few times tonight, Jim, and there was another prime example of it.
Like, they've got the right idea. You want to get down the floor fast, but set up a bit. It wears a team out to play defense.
Yeah, especially against a tired team, there's that balance of getting up and down the floor with speed and also taking your time to make sure you get not just an opportunity, but the best opportunity you can get. Here's Bergsma again on the near side. Trying to cut in, takes a shot, and Szutkowski gets in front of that. We've played 4:25 of the third, still 8-7 in favor of the Crushers. Here's a nice spin move, and that shot taken, rebound down low.
Deceptive shot.
Very deceptive indeed, but Patty not deceived. And it stays 8-7. Crushers with it in their offensive zone. Curtis Woodland. Woodland cutting in, try to play it down low. That misfired, comes right back out in front, and a save by Szutkowski.
There's that lacrosse IQ of Angus Rodding I was talking about earlier.
Szutkowski gets spilled.
Yeah.
And we've got a penalty coming here. A couple of the Merchants players.
I'll take great exception. You can't connect with a goalie like that. I love passion in lacrosse, but that is way late. That is a disappointing penalty to take.
And going off.
Goalie was in a vulnerable position, Ben. I love guys who come to the game with passion, but you can't lay out the goalie like that, especially in a one-goal game.
Yeah, and he was out of his crease as well. And
so, he's fair game. You can make contact with the goalie when they're outside of the crease, but it's a matter of an unnecessary hit on an opponent who's not expecting it.
And look at this, Jim. We've got a double minor as a result. A 4-minute power play has been given to the
I was ranting about it. I didn't see the actual referee call. I assume it's checking from behind.
So Tyler Goodchild takes the penalty. Merchants on the power play, and a big stop by Patty on the first attempt with the first opportunity with the man advantage. Renzetti picks it up and plays it across for Pfeiffer. Back to Renzetti, a shot, and that was stopped. Rebound comes out high again. Played across to Renzetti. He fakes down low, fired on goal. Patty another save, and the Crushers are going to survive the first attack on the 4-minute minor, 4-minute double minor. Fed ahead and out of the reach of everyone down the floor before it can be brought back on now by Peroni. Peroni headed off. This is Pfeiffer. Down to the corner.
So a bit of confusion in the box, in the timekeeper's box, but it does appear to be a 4-minute checking from behind penalty.
trying to come ahead, and a collision there as trying to bring that on was Edwards. So, little bit of...
Well, there was no confusion up here. I told you what the call was right from the start, didn't
Right.
I?
Little bit of confusion. Now a shot, and that scores.
Yeah, and look at the time, Ben.
Yep.
2:28.
So
they're going to stay on the power play for another 2 minutes. That penalty from Tyler McKinnon really looking to haunt the Crushers right now.
So they, as we get a look at the goal.
Another effective power play ball movement. Just slips by. Goaltender thought he had it. Patty's been so good tonight, but that one just squeaked by.
Patty's been good, but there's a couple of goals that he would probably want back, and now we've got more issues with the clock.
Clock did not start. I think the timekeeper was actually trying to get the referee's attention just to make sure that the penalty was resetting at 2. Checking from behind is a double minor, Ben. So it's a 2-minute penalty followed by another 2-minute penalty. But now the clock's running, so referee's just getting it sorted out.
All right. So
they're going to say that the play ran for about 6 seconds, and that seems about right.
So initially, we should correct something here. Initially, they had Tyler Goodchild up on the scoreboard as being the culprit. It has been changed to the other Tyler. Tyler McKinnon is in the box.
I've watched Tyler Goodchild play for a long time, and that's not the type of penalty Tyler Goodchild would take. So talented, or really a product.
Bergsma up top, trying to kill off some time, and he doing a very good job of it. Not much of a resistance here initially by the Merchant. Shot was taken and well wide. And the clock's still running as we approach the 12-minute mark. Merchants setting things up on the power play, looking to take their first lead of the night. We're down 4-1 at one point in this game and have rallied to tie it at 8. Big save by Patty there. Renzetti picks up the rebound, played a cross shot, scores, and that was ripped home, I think, by Pfeiffer. Yes, indeed, Devin Pfeiffer with the finish.
Well, Ben, we talked about Ben Pfeiffer right at the start of the broadcast tonight. He can pass, he can shoot, he's strong on loose balls. This is an absolute laser. Holy smokes, they've come all the way back now, 9-8 Brooklyn.
So Brooklyn, as we said, down 4-1 in this game, and I believe it was 5-2 at one point. It
was indeed.
Yeah, in favor of Clearview, but Brooklyn taking advantage of some power plays. They scored twice with this power play and now lead. Here's Bragg. Oh, and he went behind his head and fired a missile over top of the goal.
Now Bergsma's going to settle things down. He's going to calm these young guys down. There's more than 11 minutes in this game. There's no reason to panic.
Down low, a chance there for Woodland, and that didn't work. Ball back up high, and that misses Negro, and it'll be a change of possession.
And when you've got a player like Woodland on your team, you can always get right back in it.
Here are the Merchants with it, though, looking to extend to a 2-goal lead. Despite being heavily understaffed, here's Eddie Renault's shot. That's stopped easily by the goaltender, Patty, looking for a passing lane, and he'll get it ahead now for the Crushers. That was played down low there by
Roddick just took a nasty hit.
Right in front of the goal, and it is fired home. We've got on the far side.
Yeah, we're going to take a look first on the hit on Roddick. So Roddick's got the ball down low. He makes keep an eye on the corner to the goalie's left. That's Roddick with the ball. He gets crushed, but still makes the pass, and his team scores. Talk about a gutsy play from Roddick, but you hate to see that. It looks like it's his knee. Hopefully he's going to be okay, because that's a great young man, and he just made a huge play to get his team back tied 9-9.
So it is 9 apiece as Rodding hobbles off, not putting any weight on his left leg.
Rodding is one of those few players who've been able to make a jump from Junior C directly to Junior A. He started his Junior C career with the Barrie Bombers, jumped up to the Junior A Barrie Lakeshores, but then COVID unfortunately took away his last 2 years of junior, like all the other talented 2000s coming out of our area.
One of those 2000s, of course, being none other than Will Lowe. Hey, Will, if you're tuning in.
Well, there were a lot more talented 2000s than him. I'm sure he appreciates the shout-out.
I don't think you're getting a Father's Day gift next month. Ball down low, and it's turned back to the Merchants. Wow.
If you need a big, strong, dumb defenseman, though, he's your guy.
Okay. Well, Will was tuning in. He has abruptly tuned us out. That's fantastic. Anyway, back to what we're here for. It is a 9-all tie, and the Crushers.
The Crushers really need to just calm things down. They've got lots of time on the shot clock here. Get your offense out. Move that ball. Keep Brooklyn on D.
Graham
Beautiful
Bergsma.
pass by
Beautiful
Bergsma.
feed down low, and it just failed to connect.
Yeah, but that was some great defensive coverage by the Merchants, not allowing a clean shot there. As a coach, you gotta love that kind of D.
Yeah, that was an excellent feed. I believe it was Edwards who took the pass, and he got a little bit of contact in the arm that didn't allow him to take that feed. There's a tackle down near the blue line.
For a minute, I thought I was back at Barrie Wrestling last night.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jim Lowe arrives on the scene, and all of a sudden we've got wrestling breaking out in a lacrosse game.
Pretty easy call here for the refs. Actually, could have been about 3 of them. We see there's a high hit there, and a hold, and a rough. But
so Nolan Ruddy goes off.
He'll just be getting 1, but very lucky he didn't get 3 there. Absolutely huge opportunity for the Crushers right now, and they need this.
Crushers trying to take the lead after going down 9-8. They've rallied to tie, and now a power play opportunity to take the lead. Schutzkowski looking for a passing lane.
And it's going to be a Crushers penalty.
And that is not what they were looking for.
That's a tough one. Yeah, I'm not going to say that it was a lazy penalty, because they were just battling, but you hate to see it at that time of the game. As we take a quick look here at the slash down low. Yeah, I don't know about that one. It's been a well-called game, but that seemed a bit embellished in my eyes, Ben. I can see you nodding in agreement.
So the Crushers power play ends after just 19 seconds. Now back to 4-on-4. And apparently that's not anything. Pfeiffer shot. Oh, and that snuck through. Now he's knocked down, and I think we're going to have a penalty on this.
Atwood headed to the box, and he does not agree with that call at all. Let's take a look at it, Ben. Keep your eye on Atwood.
Is the original no call?
See, Atwood comes in late. Oh, I don't know about that. A bit aggressive by Atwood, but based on what had just transpired, it just seemed like a lacrosse play to me.
The initial play wasn't called, and that seemed to be more reactionary to that than anything else. as the chippiness ratchets up here late in this one in a 9-all
Beautiful loose
tie.
ball by McEnroe.
And
Oh,
back, and that's stopped.
that would have been pretty, Benny.
That would have indeed. But Szuczkowski had other ideas.
He's been sensational for Brooklyn tonight.
Got some jawing going on as the ball in the corner. And up the floor. Just 8 seconds to go in the original penalty. And now a 5-on-3 for 41 seconds for Brooklyn. So a big opportunity here for the Merchants.
Looks like he's going to be okay, Ben. So we've got 18 seconds left in the first penalty, 40 seconds left in the second penalty. Both benches starting to get a little frustrated with the men in black, but you've got to stay focused, particularly when it's 9-9 in your Mother's Day lacrosse game.
9-all tie. Merchants looking to change that and take the lead for the second time. Here's Renzetti playing it down low. And nice little bit of work, pass down low, back across. Renault doesn't have the angle, dropping it back.
Patty's
and
reading this
overshot
well.
scores, and that was ripped home by Ben Page. And he makes it 10-9.
Well, penalties absolutely the bane of Clearview's existence. Another power play goal for the Merchants. And it's really simple, Ben. Clearview's just got to stay out of the box. This game turned when they started taking careless penalties. And some of the penalties, I said, that's just a lacrosse play or, not the best call. But ultimately, you've got to stay out of the box when you're holding the lead over a short man team.
Yeah, and this would be an extremely big win as McEnroe gets spilled. And Crusher's in possession of it, trying to tie it back up at 10. That shot blocked on the way to the net, and now leaking ahead of the field. And that's going to bound down on Patty, who plays it ahead. Bergsma.
Lots of time on the clock here.
Grant
Crushers need to
Bergsma
get set up.
into the middle and played it across for Woodland, but it was too high. And look out back the other way in transition come the Merchants. Ahead of the field, Peroni, but the pass didn't connect with him.
Man, Ruddy's a big guy, eh? You're not going to shake him loose of the ball too often.
Bergsma again dropping it back. A little bit of room and a big save by Szuczkowski.
Great to see Rodding back out there. Guess he's okay. Clearview loves having that size on the floor.
Battle in the corner as we approach the 5-minute mark. Trying to come out with it. Woodland down low, a shot off the post.
Nice fresh clock here. Clearview needs that ball, but Brooklyn comes up with it.
I believe that shot rang off the post.
It did indeed.
And that was inches away from making it 10-all, but instead it remains Brooklyn on top by a goal. Drop back, shot blocked. They get it again down low. Patty to save the rebound and a whistle.
No, reached into the crease to pick that up. Absolute right call by the officials who were on the doorstep.
Played ahead, Bergsma dropping it off. Here's a chance for Negro, but he peels back. Plenty of time on the 30, 18 seconds. Drop back, 4:25 to go, 10-9 the score. Played into the heights just above the slot, and that is stopped.
Bergsma with another loose ball.
Up high it goes. Walking in. That shot stopped by Shutzkowski. The rebound. And some drawing down there.
Not a favorable bounce for the Crushers.
Mike Bertoli, I think, got into it with one of the...
Well, Brooklyn's going to be on every Crusher player. They know how effective their power play has been. They know that the Crushers are taking some questionable penalties. You just got to walk away from all of that.
Crushers bringing it ahead with Woodland. 4 on the night, and wouldn't a 5th be rather...
Oh, nice move.
Positive here. That goes wide. Race for this. And it's Bragg. Bragg is in behind Negro. Stopped by Patty, who makes an excellent save on the breakaway attempt by Bragg. The other direction, it is going to be brought ahead by Angus Roddy, but then he peeled off.
That was Atwood.
Excuse me, it was Atwood. As this is played down low and turned over and back the other way. Here come the...
Really good change by the Crushers bench there to take away an odd man rush. Brooklyn's going to eat up as much of the clock as they can.
2:45 and running. Played across. And back to the far side, walking in, and they score, and that's Edwards.
And that's what
Elliott, rather, who makes it 11-9.
Patty has been sensational all night, but that's one he might want back. Let's take a quick look at it. It's a bit of a bounce shot, and I think he just misread the bounce. Let's see the shot. Yeah. And just trickles by him. An unfortunate turn of events, but 2.5 minutes is a lifetime in lacrosse, Ben. And you know the Crushers are going to come out firing for the final closing minutes of this game.
So 11-9 the score. And now Brooklyn still in possession of the ball. Renzetti playing it across as we encroach on 2 minutes to play in a 2-goal game. Down low, shot there, and Patty the save. Rebound is going to be collected, and then the Merchants take back over. So this is not where the Crushers want to be. On defense here, trailing by a couple. In the far corner, trying to walk out. 100 seconds to go. Shot blocked.
They got the loose ball.
Crushers get the loose ball and a whistle. And a timeout.
As we take a timeout with 1:37, Crushers are going to try to set up a couple of plays. If I'm the coaches, I want them to use the shot clock for the first one. Make sure that you get that right opportunity. What you can't have now is a risky turnover. You don't want someone taking a stupid wild shot 5 seconds into the shot clock, because if they come down and they bury that third goal, that 12th goal, the game's over. They're up by 3, you're done. So you want control. Have confidence in your shooters. You've got guys who have buried 4 or 5 goals tonight. Have faith in them. Use the clock, get that shot, and then scramble for the tying goal. So absolutely no surprise, Curtis Woodland is going to run the play. He's been sensational tonight. Almost an error there. Clearview had 6 on the floor. Big Gus Rodding is going to take left crease. Now you notice he's on his offside, so it means
Patty is coming out of the net. So now they can get a 6th out there. Needing 2, shot from the line blocked.
That's not the shot you wanted.
That's not you want. Down the other end of the rink, Taguri will fire it into the empty goal, and it's 12-9. So that will just about do it with 1:20 to go.
frustrating turn of events for the Crushers. We talked about it during the timeout. You can't waste your shot in this situation. Shooting high in traffic creates the turnover, and just no time for Paddy to get back into net, and it's now 12-9 Brooklyn.
So this one is a game that the Crushers appeared to have in control early, as we've got
But it comes down to
Maroney
experience.
knocking down his man. Sorry, Jim.
Crushers are a very young team. You've got to learn to win, and they're going to learn. There's some talented veterans, great coaching.
Woodland down low, misfired on the pass, and the ball right in front. Save on that by Schutzkowski. Still jousting for it as we're inside the final minute. And in back of the goal, collision along the boards, and Brooklyn is going to take it over.
There's a lot of promise for this Clearview Crushers team. You know, young guys like Brenzel, Rodding, they're just going to get better as they get more experience playing at this level.
Bragg chases after it. Paddy out of the goal to get it ahead. Crushers down by 3 as we wind things down. Just 15 seconds to go. In the corner, and they are going to run it out. So a solid win tonight for the Brooklyn Merchants, who came into this game
Short
undermanned.
bench, missing some key guys. They hung in there, and they absolutely earned this win through discipline and hard work.
Well,
but I like a lot of what we saw from the Crushers today. I think this is going to be a really great season for Clearview. We're going to be back several more times on Fedora Films. Benny, take us home.
So the Merchants win it by a 12-9 count, rallying from 4-1 and 5-2 down to take the W. They move to 2-1. The Crushers fall to 0-2. So that'll do it for us here from the Ray 20 Recreation Complex. For Joe Montesano and the crew at Fedora Films, as well as Jim Lowe, the commissioner, by the way, of the OJCLL. So good luck to you, Jim, on the rest of the OJC season.
Thank you, Ben. I hope to see lots of people out at Clearview Crushers games. If you can't get to a Senior B game, get to a minor game, get to a junior game. Lacrosse is Canada's national sport. Be there this summer. Don't you dare miss it.
So that'll do it for us here from the Ray 20. I'm Ben Brown saying good night and happy Mother's Day from